I mean, you're an ultra. Didn't you just run an ultra marathon?
Yeah, on last Saturday. But that was like, I don't know that I am excited to like run anything else for a while. I have three kids. Gracie is my oldest, she's 10. Connor is my middle boy and only boy, he's 8. And my youngest is Megan, and she's 6.
Oh, so you have the opposite of me.
Yeah. You have the girl sandwich and I have the boy sandwich. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Oh my girl. Oh my God. Okay, so how
Speaking of, she wants to say hi really quick.
oh
This
my
is Megan. Say hi. Hi, Miss
hi,
Courtney.
you're so cute. I mean, life is a juggling act,
It is. Yes. I mean, I work full
right?
time.
So what do you do?
I am a VP of finance at a biotech in San Diego.
Okay, so you're a boss.
So yeah, I do like I started my career off in public accounting. So I'm an accountant nerd,
Yes.
Um, but and then I've just, stuck with it to where I am today. But I can't knock public accounting because that's how I met Christian.
Right.
Yeah. So we worked at the same firm together. Um,
So he's an
and
accountant too.
yeah, we're both basically the same
So
person,
wait a
except
minute.
he's a
Okay, so you how do you fit in running?
to be honest, I don't sleep very much. Um, like, to be able to run with the kids, there was like, I used to run before I had kids. So
Right.
I was an avid runner,
Right.
running marathons. I think before I even had kids, I was already at like 15 marathons. Um, and I don't even remember how many half marathons, but that was something that I did kind of to balance like work life, right? Like I
Right.
had a good group of coworkers. We all started together. We all met up, and did runs on
Right.
Saturdays
Right.
and then worked or whatever. So it was a good support group. One of my best friends is, we would just do runs, and Christian ran with me too. And then we had kids, and then that was like impossible. So I took good 5 or 6 years off of not running, like still kind of working out, but kind of left the whole racing community and wasn't really doing,
Right.
I
Is
think
that
I was
when you
probably doing like 5 or 6
is that when you got a
races a year.
Peloton?
Yeah. So then I actually, like, after I had Megan, I like knew that 3 was good.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I got to get back into my own fitness and, work on me now because
Right.
that's kind of done. And I actually started doing Orange Theory. And that worked because Christian and I would trade off every other day going to Orange Theory because, it was just kind of getting out of that, like you got to sleep in or the kid.
Right.
So every other day, one person was on the kids, one person was going to Orange Theory, and then the pandemic hit. And that was hard, like,
Yeah.
because I had, probably started Orange Theory for almost a year and was feeling good about like running again and
Right.
getting back to like my speed and my mileage. But when the pandemic hit, it was like, what do I do? And then, we had 3 kids, pretty much 5 and under. I think Gracie was finishing TK and she was my oldest. So we had like a baby and toddler and a 5-year-old at home with us. And we were both still working, everything through Zoom, managing our teams remotely. And
Insane.
I wanted to get the Peloton tread because that had just come out
Right.
and that was on my radar. But Christian was hesitant because, a treadmill, like who's going to use a treadmill? And he was just worried that it would be like wasted space and then this big thing. So we actually bought a Costco treadmill and I used the app 3 months on the app. And then I proved to him that I would use it. So then we got the Tread Plus and I love it so much. Like I
Yeah.
can't imagine my life without a Tread Plus. Like
Right. I love my tread too.
I can't. Yeah.
I love my tread too. So, thank you for always supporting Drip.
Oh my gosh.
When I
Yes.
first met you, I was online at Peloton and you're like, Courtney, like you recognized me. I
Yes.
just think it's like such a cool thing that I'll always be grateful for. Like when you
Yeah.
sit back and reflect on all, because time goes like you were saying about the pandemic, like, and your kids were little. I'm like, oh yeah, I guess my kids were not as little. It probably
Yeah.
would have been a lot easier for me to navigate if they were little. Um, you know, but because starting high school in the pandemic was a little rough.
I think
Um,
that's harder. I mean,
yeah,
like managing little kids is sure, like,
yeah,
that's like herding cats, but like going through all the mental that you have to
right,
deal with and like
right,
the pressures
right.
of just being a teenager
Yeah.
during a pandemic where
And
you want to
especially
be
when,
with your friends.
or like you don't even have any friends yet because you're a
Right.
freshman. And well, that was like a, I mean, not to get off on the pandemic, but like Campbell graduated high school and Murphy started high school. So like, and she was like a dance major. So it was like,
Yeah.
how do you do that on Zoom?
Right. Yeah.
So anyway, so fast forward, it's just like, and then we met and you're like, I just bought the stars. And it's like in my memory bank. So
Yeah.
thank you for
Well,
that.
I mean, so we had got the Tread Plus and I loved it, right?
Mhm.
I loved everything about it that I like got the bike. And then with the bike, it was like, then I started seeing all your stuff come up just through, following Jess on Instagram and,
Right, right.
her calling you out, which was so, that's what I loved about that first time in the studio when Cheryl and I went out there, you know, who would have thought that I would have run into you? Like, I
Right.
remember we had to go outside to wait for Dennis's class. And I like look back, I'm
Oh
like,
my God.
nope, I
Oh
know
my
her.
God. That's right.
Yeah.
I'm
It was
talking, well,
yoga.
oh my God. I was talking about waiting outside. And Cheryl, I remember she was like, I guess one of her kids drew something.
Yes, and she wanted everybody to sign
Oh my God, I
it.
forgot we did. We took the dentist yoga class, and I remember having like a lot of anxiety because it was
Yes.
really hard. I'm like
Yeah.
falling all over, and it's intimate. There's like six people.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
But I
That's so
remember looking over and I was like, that's Courtney. I'm like, do I say like, because you did have your hair in a top knot. And I was like, do I call her Top Knot or do I call her Courtney? Like, how do I introduce myself? Because I know she doesn't know who I am, but I know who she is.
I
And like,
totally know. I totally knew. I
and
mean,
I was like, I bought her towel. Like, I have towels.
and
Like,
I
what do I
know
say?
I knew your leaderboard name because
Yeah.
I heard it so many times. And
Yeah.
girls too.
I,
So it's so funny. I mean, people that are not in, people that haven't, like my brother, he didn't like he works out and he has the tread and the bike, but he did not drink the Kool-Aid as far as like, making friends.
yeah. Yeah. But it was like so great to do. I don't know. It's just like I'd spent a year at that point taking classes, taking live
Right.
classes, following instructors, and hearing people's names. Like you want to meet these people that like
Right.
are doing the same thing, and it's all
Right.
I could talk about was like like the
I
classes,
know. It's
how
died
good
down.
the workout
Right.
was.
Right. It's
I
died
wanted
down a
somebody
little
else
bit.
who was also doing it to be able
Yeah.
to talk to them, and
Right.
so you.
Right. Right. No, I think that I was reading, I'm almost finished with oh, what is the book? The Let Them Theory. And she talks
Yes,
about
Mel
like
Robinson.
making friends. And it's like, I mean, I didn't even really have to, I'm just grateful for, the, connecting through sweat that we all
Right.
do.
Yes.
So I want to know, I know that you juggle. I mean, I'm a mom of three and I have a million things going on all the time. You and Christian seem like you guys are a real, you know, good support system, good partner, like, because he's also an ultra marathoner.
Oh, way ultra.
Way ultra. I can't wait to
Yeah.
meet him. And so like how does it feel when you get to like first break a sweat?
It, gosh, it takes a lot for me to get there. Like, these days getting out of bed in the
Right.
morning is just, I just feel tired. But once I start moving,
Yeah.
it's like what everybody says. Like the hardest part,
It's
like what
starting.
Jess says, is starting, right? But
Starting.
once you start going, you hear the music, your body's moving. It
Right.
just feels so good. You're like,
Yeah.
there's a reason I'm doing this.
Right.
And you don't
Right.
want to stop. At that point, it's like, I don't want to do all the other
I get
meetings
that
I have on my
too.
calendar. I don't want to, coordinate stuff. I just want to work out,
Right.
Peloton, do that.
It's almost like you're like a robot. Like I'm whatever's going on, or I'm gonna like sometimes the kids are like, why are you yelling? And then I just like go to the treadmill or the bike or whatever, and I start. And then it's like I can't even really explain it. It's just that I just immediately feel better.
Yeah, 100%. Exactly.
Like it's not even about like the physical, or it's just like it's really the mental for me. Like